Hey everyone, and welcome back to Michelle Unmasked. Living with autism comes with its own unique set of challenges, but today we're going to talk about autism and chronic pain. Recent research has shown that autistic people can be more likely to experience ongoing, persistent pain that can have a huge impact on daily life. And this just isn't about discomfort. It can be debilitating, exhausting, and misunderstood. Before we get into it, please make sure to hit like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. One reason chronic pain can be more common in autistic people is sensory sensitivities. If you're autistic, you probably know exactly what I mean. Things like light, sound, textures, or touch can feel so much more intense. When it comes to pain, this heightened sensitivity can mean our bodies sometimes respond to pain signals in a bigger way, almost like the volume has been turned up. What might be mildly uncomfortable for someone else can feel excruciating for us. Other factors that can make pain worse, it's not just sensory sensitivities though. There are often co-occurring conditions that can make things even harder, like gastrointestinal issues, sleep problems, or immune system differences. When you're already running low on rest, dealing with gut pain, or feeling stressed, your nervous system can become even more reactive, making pain harder to cope with. One condition that can be particularly debilitating for autistic people is called amplified musculoskeletal pain syndrome, or AMPS for short. It's when your brain and nervous system keep sending strong pain signals even when there's no new injury. The pain can spread and affect multiple parts of the body. We also need to talk about, and I know I'm going to butcher this name, but Ehlers-Danlos syndromes, EDS, and hypermobility spectrum disorders, HSD. Hypermobility is actually quite common in autistic people. It means your joints can move beyond the normal range, which might sound like a party trick, but it can cause real problems. Chronic joint pain, frequent injuries, fatigue, poor posture, and even dislocations. For many autistic people, hypermobility and chronic pain are lifelong companions. Now, my own chronic pain story, that comes from something completely unrelated to autism, and that's kidney disease. My body's very talented. It produces kidney stones, a lot of them. And one thing people don't always realize is that autism can actually change the way we feel pain. Because of our sensory sensitivities, our nervous system can turn the volume of pain up higher than usual. Something that might be a 6 out of 10 for a neurotypical person could feel like a 9 or a 10 for us. We also process sensations from inside our bodies differently, and that's called interoception. For autistic people, it can mean we feel pain suddenly, more intensely, or for longer. Think of it like a car alarm. For most people, it only goes off when there's a serious bump or break-in. But for an autistic person, that alarm can go off just from a light tap, and it doesn't quiet down quickly. So when I say kidney stones hurt, they don't just hurt. My brain basically turns them into a full-blown sensory emergency. I usually can pass them at home, which can take weeks. I pass these 5 stones all at once. I told you I have a talent. I've also ended up in hospital quite a few times. Most of the times, staff are kind and nice and they give me the help that I need. One year I had 3 kidney stone removal surgeries. One of them didn't go as planned, and after the surgery I ended up back in the emergency room in the worst pain of my life. My husband, who's also my carer, explained to the doctor that I'm autistic and I was in intense pain and stimming from distress. The doctor took one look at me, rocking back and forth and crying, and decided that I was a drug chaser. She wouldn't let my husband come in with me to the cubicle like he normally does, which made everything harder. When I told her I'd recently had surgery and something was wrong, she huffed and she asked, "What do you hope to achieve by coming in here?" Sensing that she clearly didn't believe my pain, I said, "I need help, not painkillers, and I want an ultrasound, a scan, anything to see what's wrong." But I got nothing but a disgusted look back. After more than 3 hours, most of it in the waiting room, she sent me back out. I was waiting to see if another doctor might help me. The security guard was called, and my husband explained we were just waiting, and I couldn't sit at this stage from the pain. I explained I had just been sitting for the past 3 hours and I had a disability, and I wasn't coping very well. He told me if I couldn't sit, I had to leave. My husband asked if we could stand just for a few more minutes, and just like that, I was being escorted out of the building. I really did feel so hopeless, and I had nowhere else to go because the doctor had sent me there because they couldn't do anything for me, and if the hospital couldn't do anything for me, there was nowhere else to turn. I later found out I needed corrective surgery, but by the time it happened, the damage was already done to my left kidney, It's irreparable. So now I live with chronic pain every day. This wasn't the first time a medical professional treated me like that, but it was the most serious. When I'm in pain, I can't mask, and my autistic traits become more visible, and unfortunately, that means some people assume I'm faking or exaggerating. This happens to a lot of neurodivergent people, and if we don't present the right way of pain, we're often dismissed or misjudged or sent away without the care we so desperately need. That's why it's so important for us to advocate for ourselves, learn about our bodies and conditions, and push back when we're not being taken seriously. The healthcare system also needs to adapt to recognise that not everyone presents like a textbook example. Especially for disabled and neurodivergent people, that flexibility and understanding can literally save lives. Chronic pain is already hard enough. Living with it as an autistic person comes with extra challenges. And by sharing our stories, raising awareness and educating others, we can start to change the system so it works for everyone. If you've had a similar experience, I'd love for you to share it in the comments. Not just for me, but for others watching who might be going through the same thing. And remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss my future videos. See you in the next one.